All right, so AI. It's everywhere, right? Or at least that's what it feels like. Everyone's talking about it, but what does it actually mean? Like, beyond all the buzzwords, how is AI showing up in our lives right now? That's what I really want to get into.
Yeah, I get that. It's understandable to feel a little overwhelmed. AI is one of those things that's evolving so rapidly.
Exactly. So how do we even begin to unpack all of this?
Well, the good news is that you sent over some really interesting material that does a great job of breaking it down. And that's what we're here for, to take a deep dive, separate the hype from the reality, and really understand how AI is already shaping our world.
That's exactly what I was hoping for. I mean,
Mm.
that article that talked about AI being essentially like making computers think and learn like humans, that one really got my brain going.
Right.
But I have to admit, when I hear that, I immediately picture like robots taking over the world, the whole sci-fi scenario.
Huh. I don't blame you. Hollywood's had a field day with that image.
Right.
But the reality is a bit more grounded. We're not talking about computers developing consciousness or anything like that. At its core, AI is about machines learning from data to make decisions.
Okay, so less Terminator, more. What, can you give me like a real world example?
Absolutely. Think
Hmm.
about something as simple as your phone predicting your next word when you're texting. That's AI in action.
Wait, really?
Yep. It's not magic, though it might feel like it sometimes.
It kind of does.
It's all about algorithm.
Algorithms. See, there's another one of those buzzwords.
True, but it's simpler than it sounds. Think of an algorithm like a recipe for a computer. It's a set of instructions that tells the computer how to process data and make decisions based on that data. In the case of predictive text, the algorithm is looking at the words you've already typed and using its knowledge of language patterns to guess what you'll type next.
Wow. I never realized how much was going on behind the scenes of a simple text message.
It's pretty impressive, right? And that's just one tiny example. That article you sent highlights how AI is already integrated into so many aspects of our lives.
Like what? Give me some more of those aha moments.
Well, let's stick with smartphones for a second.
Okay.
Beyond predictive text, AI is personalizing your entire smartphone experience.
Really? How so?
Think about how your social media feeds seem to know exactly what you want to see.
Okay, yeah. It's a little creepy, actually.
That's AI at work. It analyzes what posts you like, how long you watch videos, who you interact with, and uses all that data to create a digital profile of you. Then, it uses that profile to predict what other content you'll find engaging.
So it's like they're reading my mind.
In a way, yes, it's all about personalization, but it goes beyond social media. AI is enhancing the photos you take on your phone, personalizing the ads you see, even optimizing your online shopping experience.
Wait, so even those targeted ads are using AI? I always thought that was some kind of marketing magic trick.
Nope, just sophisticated data analysis, all thanks to AI and those algorithms we talked about.
Wow. So AI is shaping our digital lives, but the article also talked about how it's impacting the physical world too, like with maps and navigation.
Exactly. Remember those algorithms? They're hard at work behind the scenes, optimizing your route in real time, considering traffic conditions, road closures, even construction. It's way more complex than it seems when you're just looking at your phone.
Right. It's incredible how much we rely on something we barely understand. Speaking of relying on things, what about voice assistants like Siri or Alexa? Those are AI-powered, right?
Absolutely. And they can do so much more than just set reminders or play music. AI allows them to translate languages on the fly, control smart home devices, even help you shop online.
I have to admit, I've been seriously underestimating my voice assistant.
A lot of people do. But it really shows you how integrated AI already is. And speaking of integration, let's move on to how AI is impacting other critical fields like medicine. You mentioned being interested in that, right?
Yeah, the article mentioned AI helping doctors diagnose patients. That sounds amazing, but are we talking like robot doctors now?
Not quite robot doctors, but AI is becoming a powerful tool in medicine.
Okay, so how does it work?
Imagine doctors being able to analyze medical images, like x-rays, with the help of AI. The AI can often detect even the tiniest anomaly that might be missed by the human eye.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's like having a second set of highly trained eyes, but digital. And it goes beyond just images, too. AI can personalize drug dosages based on a patient's individual needs or predict how a patient might respond to treatment based on huge amounts of data.
So AI is already changing healthcare in big ways.
Absolutely. And the potential to improve diagnoses and treatments, even develop new treatments, it's huge.
That's amazing. What about education? The article talked about that too. I mean, could AI be the key to personalized learning?
It's certainly a possibility.
Because that's a big goal, right?
Yeah.
Making sure every student has the best possible learning experience tailored to them.
Exactly. And AI could help us get there by customizing educational content to a student's pace and learning style.
How would that even work, though?
Think AI tutors that provide feedback or systems that can tell when a student's struggling and adjust the material accordingly. It could be transformative, especially for students who struggle in a traditional classroom setting.
It sounds like science fiction, honestly.
Yeah.
But I guess AI is making a lot of things that used to seem like science fiction a reality now.
It is, but we also have to consider the challenges, of course.
What kind of challenges come with AI in education?
Well, for one, how do we make sure these AI tools are available to all students, not just those in wealthy districts?
That's a really good point.
And how do we balance the power of this technology with the importance of human connection in education? These are big questions we need to be thinking about.
It seems like every exciting possibility comes with a whole new set of questions. And speaking of exciting possibilities, we can't forget about self-driving cars. That's got to be one of the most talked about applications of AI.
It's definitely up there.
I mean, the idea of cars driving themselves still feels kind of futuristic to me.
It does, doesn't it? But it's a future that's rapidly approaching. And with it comes the potential for fewer accidents, less traffic congestion, and greater mobility for those who can't drive themselves.
I can see the appeal. But are we really ready for that?
Yeah.
I mean, what about the ethical considerations? Like, if a self-driving car gets into an unavoidable accident, how does it decide what to do?
Those are the million-dollar questions, and there are no easy answers. It's a complex issue with huge implications.
It feels like we're on the verge of this whole new world.
You are, and it's a world powered by AI.
And what's clear is that AI isn't some distant future anymore.
It's not. It's shaping our lives right now.
Which is why we need to understand it.
Exactly. The more we understand about AI, both its potential and its risks, the better equipped we'll be to navigate this new world. And that's really what this deep dive is all about.
It's almost like we need to redefine our relationship with technology, you know?
It's more about recognizing that AI, at its core, is a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us to decide how we want to use it.
So less robots are going to take over, and more, how can we use AI to actually make the world a better place?
Now you're getting it. Imagine AI helping us tackle climate change or finding solutions to global poverty.
It's exciting to think about, but we can't ignore the potential downsides either, right? Like, what about people losing their jobs to AI? Or AI being used to create even more inequality?
Those are valid concerns, absolutely. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations. AI can't be developed in a vacuum. We need ethicists, social scientists, policymakers, and everyday people all involved in shaping how this technology is developed and used.
It's a team effort for sure.
Exactly, because AI has the potential to impact all of us. And that's why I think this deep dive has been so valuable.
I agree.
We've really gone beyond the buzzwords and grappled with what it means to live in a world increasingly shaped by AI.
I feel like we've covered so much ground, from something as simple as predictive text to, like, the future of humanity.
And the thing is, we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore. But if there's one thing I want you to take away from this conversation, it's that understanding AI isn't optional anymore.
Right.
It's essential.
Like you said, it's shaping our world, whether we're paying attention or not.
Exactly. And the more we understand it, the better equipped we'll be to navigate its complexities and advocate for its responsible use.
Knowledge is power, as they say.
It really is. This conversation is just the beginning. Keep asking those questions, keep learning, and keep the conversation going.
I will, for sure. And thank you so much for being our guide on this incredible deep dive into the world of AI. It's been eye-opening, to say the least.
My pleasure. Remember, the future of AI is still being written, and we all have a role to play in shaping that story.
That's a great note to end on. And to all of you listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time for another exploration of the big ideas shaping our world.